It's verbal personal journal time. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it's yours truly, Ian Dramatics. This is personal, it's verbal, it's in redneck, thugged out Babylonian tongue. I do not intend to release this at the moment, but if you end up getting it out there, hacking and slacking and getting caught with the bullshit, well, it wasn't yours originally, but if you get it, well, I hope it helps you. Because not a damn thing about my life has helped me in the form of a bald-headed white guy, non-racist conspiracy theorist named E for Eternity, E-Site, Claude, Luthor, whatever crap I've ever called myself. I even gave myself a symbol, and like Prince, it was a red circle, half circle, two squiggles on the end with me, and it damn sure didn't got me nowhere in life. Why? Because I don't believe in selling whatever it is I don't have. Or whatever it is I do have for a little bit of bullshit. Oh, you could help yourself out if you did this. You would help your mom. You could help your mom's friend. You get yourself a girlfriend. Yeah, well, I could also end up with multiple kids, mothers I don't want to be of my kid, and a whole lot of problems. More money, more problems. Yeah, there was a reason why Biggie got killed for saying that shit. I believe it. I believe it. And it's not a white man's perspective, it's a real man's perspective, because I got a best friend with a couple of kids of his own, and a whole lot of finances that he can't keep now. And what is he doing after all these years since I met him again? He found me on Facebook. Well, I guess he's working as a manager of some kind at Walmart, because I ain't seen him since I got out hardly. So you know what? It's a point of what's your priorities? What do you want in life? What do you want to gain? And what is it do you care about so much? Do you really think you're going to gain anything out of it anyway? No matter it is what you do. So this has come down to what does the crazy guy know versus the sane guy? Because are we human at all? Oh, you're not human, you kill people. Yeah, well, animals kill other damn animals. And if psychology says animals and humans are no different, well, then what the fuck are we babbling about in Babylon, USA? That's just something to throw to you for a second. And I want you to have a little Selah moment. And think about that part of what you just now heard. Just think about that. There ain't gonna be no music, no bullshit. Just think about that. Alright, now we're back on the journal. Where can I start myself off better where I can not sound like I'm doing a show? Because that's always a problem with me. Even in my personal life, I always feel like I'm entertaining or something, doing something stupid, and even though I'm telling the truth, I like to make people laugh, even though I make an ass out of myself doing it. I don't care if people laugh at me. I don't care if I'm bringing joy to someone's life. The only real truth I can say a psychic ever told me, as opposed to two psychics I saw with chicks I was gonna get and never got in high school and out of high school and all that other shit. Thank God it wasn't Psychic Friends Network I fucking called. I met them chicks. I should have beat that ass for them $10 back. But nevertheless, that would have been non politically correct, animal abusing. I mean, wife and shit. Sorry, that was fucked up. This is why it's the journal, because I can say what I want here. Because when you got a chick lying at your ass for $10 and you believe in this shit, you fucked yourself up. You the animal falling in for that feeder bar for the food pellet. So you dumb enough to call that shit up. You dumb enough to get hit up. So how the hell are you gonna believe that fun boy shit and you hearing it from a crazy guy? Really? You gonna sue somebody over stealing your shit and you gave it away? Fuck you. Nah, 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 nah. You leave them schemers alone. They got their shit honestly. Yeah, I will tell you that in Jesus' name. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. So, and honestly, there, without being less disrespectful, because I will be disrespectful on this, it's my life. So I'm going to tell anybody how I want to say it when nobody else is listening about my journal. Oh, I'm not justifying my own shit today. Whew. Yeah, I'm being bad and good at the same time, because that's what people can do. See, people have on and off switches. They go off and they get turned on by the right source. From And that can be based on anything. Going off on someone that pissed you off, or get turned on by, well, I don't know, anything. I'm not even going to go into anybody else's sexual preferences. I know I like women. I know I goof around, make fun of gay people by doing, like, making fun of gay people by making gay voices. Like, how you doing there, bunny? How you doing today? How's everything going today at the gay bar? I'll do shit like that just to fuck with people, and they'll think I'm serious because they're seriously stupid, and they're the ones not taking head meds, and I am. Holy shit, where did that come from? Oh my goodness, anything less than a wrapped up condom joke from Fire in the Sky today, I'm letting you know who I am. And now my mom and my roommates hearing me as I'm doing this. I better be careful. I got liberal down there and a mother. Ooh. Hey, this is my journal. This is just me. This is me talking because I can't write and spell very well. LOL. But yeah, this is me. My journal. This is who I am. But this is where I go with this. Age 5 is where it all began with me. First white psychiatrist I saw since I saw the last couple of white psychiatrists, and most of them, I'm sorry, a lot of them come from other places. I'm not saying we shouldn't hire and employ other people. I'm against the law in Mexico. I believe we were built on a nation of immigrants, so the last thing I think we should have is a bunch of white politicians on either side of the spectrum saying, build a wall! No, 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 I'm against that bullshit, and here's why. Oh, we shouldn't be so generous to other immigrants. Motherfucker, did the Native Americans want to be generous to us? No, we came there as white people, our ancestors, and most of us who have ancestry dating back then, came over, raped and pillaged Native American women, built capitalism in the backs of black people and Irish people, and then, because we don't hear about that in our schools, and then we turned around, built it out in an acronym called Just Over Broke Job, increased minimum, and started a thing called minimum wage, and you notice that sounds like a racial statement when it doesn't. It's only because it's multicultural. Minimum wage means you ain't worth shit if you were working for a minimum of $5 or $6, $7, $8. And if you ain't going to college and make more money, you ain't sold, you ain't bought, you ain't slaved. Bullshit, you got paid. And your soul just went with all them books you read in college. Man, that's why I do my shit online. I don't care anymore, man. I don't need to go to school. I don't need to listen to nobody else. I have a mind. I have a conscience. If that's not Christ conscious, I got a book over there, two of them. King James and New King James, and that's the original roots of my foundation. Everything after that, I know that book don't have 66 only books, and I know that don't just have 40 different authors. Books were taken out, and yes, I am convinced that yes, God is one who preserves His word, but I also know that man's messed up, and if it weren't true, well, how many ways can you continue Babylon and Babylon on this thing, man? I mean, look at the Tower of Babel. They try to build a freaking tower to heaven. Now, if the round earth theory is correct, they would have built their ass so far up to the sky, they would have fried their ass up like hell, up all the way in the Earth's atmosphere. But if it's round earth, what the fuck would they would have gone? I don't know. I don't know how that would have worked if it was really flat. Maybe they knew something we didn't. I don't know. I don't care if the world's round or flat. What I do care about is if you love rock and roll, rock some tits, Joan Jett. That's all I'm gonna say. And that chick's older than I am. I'm 36. So yeah. I got something to say about that. It's just what I'm about, man. I'm a person. I'm someone who has cares, feelings, understandings. So when I go in front of I'm perfectly normal. Come age 5, okay. I got by age 3, okay. I'm my mom could put a spaghetti pan on my head. I'm running around in my walker. I'm playing because there was a Muppets back then. It was Pigs in Space. Okay, yes, I have memories dating back to age 2. Then my real father said that's not possible at all. Well, I told him where my shit was at what time, and mom confirmed it. She's like, nah. He just wouldn't believe it. Well, listen, aside from all that, one time I went airborne. Like Buzz Lightyear trying to fly off of the top of a railing to see if I could glide with style, I let my Apollo looking ass off of my moon landing with my walker, with my spaghetti pan and my raggedy ass little curly Sue looking hair, and I dove off the stairs, and I tumbled my little butt like a rag doll in a toy stroller, rolling all the way down to the stairs. And then my mom picked my crazy little 3-year-old butt up and looked at me, and I laughed. I'm laughing silently, and all I can't say is again, like the baby from Dinosaurs. I can't say again. I can't do that shit because I'm younger than I can speak. So I'm doing it. I'm laughing, and my mom think I gone nuts because one, I did this shit, and two, I survived it, and three, I'm laughing. She don't know if she gave birth to the anti-son or oh my goodness, this is a pale baby in the riding stroller. Oh my god, my kid's not crying like he's supposed to. He must not be a baby enough. I can crack them on myself too, folks. So this is what was going down. This is what was going down. So by age 5, I'm in front of a psychiatrist. By this time, I done kicked out of Catholic school before I was even allowed in. Take that as an immigration joke. And then I'm thrown out of there. Then I'm in A&S school, got kicked out of there. Then I'm in Bosey's, and oh my goodness, before Bosey's and after A&S school, I've already been into ADHD treatment. Doctor had to examine me while I was in my underwear. Now these I'm sorry. When we got psychiatrists doing head examinations, and you in your underpants, something wrong there. I don't care if it's a head examination. You keep my damn clothes on. I'm sorry. This is what they did to me when I was a kid. Now I don't know what they're doing to your kids' parents, but if your kids' clothes ain't on their back and they're only going for a brain examination for a verbal assessment of your kid's mental health, and they taking their damn clothes to their underpants, keep your kids' clothes on. Them doctors are pervs, or they train to be pervs, and they don't know that they train to be pervs. It's called conditioning, and I'm not talking about Head and Shoulders. I mean, them doctors got some problems, but they don't even know the problems they got when they get into that damn field, when they get into it anyway. I'll get to that later. However, I'm in my damn underpants. I don't want to take my clothes off. Okay, this doctor, I remember him. I remember what he looked like. Anyway, we're going to get to the best part of it in a minute. Yo. This dude, he looked like the guy from, I don't know if some of y'all are familiar with that show, High School USA on FXX. That Archie and Friends spinoff. Kind of like, well, they got that band called The Gang, like Archie and the Gang. Yeah, this guy looked like the teacher on there, okay? My psychiatrist looked just like that teacher, unanimated. That's what he looked like. And he told me to keep my clothes off. I'm like, no, I want to put my clothes back on. He looked at me and gave me this childlike response. My mom's sitting there, she's thinking nothing wrong at all. And he's saying, no. I'm looking at him like he got 7 heads and 10 horns. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? But I can't say that because my mom will smack me. And it's okay to smack a kid in front of a psychiatrist because it's the 80s. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you. Oh, the fun just begins. So I'm diagnosed ADD, ADHD, and supposedly out of just coincidence with no MRI, no blood test, no nothing like that yet. I come around to find out later on in life I'm uncurable, conditionally, of course. And then next thing you know, around where we go. You go fast forward a little bit into the future, and I'm in RCPZ after Stony Lodge. Now we're fast forwarding it a little bit. We're breaking it down. So by the time I'm in RCPZ, they're telling me, you're getting an MRI to see what's wrong with you. Well, by this time, I'm like, what's an MRI? Because I didn't know what it was. So I got the MRI. Okay, it got done. It finally got done. Okay, and I'm 14. I'm like 14 back then, okay? So I'm on the phone with my mom, because we weren't on best terms back then. We were on real bad terms back then. Well, I was a kid and I didn't understand, but I understood, and she didn't understand what she didn't understand. That's the way it was, and that's the way it still was back then. And I still confirm that as a conspiracy fact for now, because I see it as it was. It was all a bunch of confusion. It was all psychiatry is all about tearing families apart and how they do it from the very source, from child to parent to within and split. It came back to worse in CRMC. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But yo, it was crazy because my mom got me on the phone, right? And she told me, Ian, we got the MRI back. I'm like, okay, so what's the deal? She's like, well, you're basically normal. I'm like, what's basically normal? Because this is what really got me in trouble, because I had this innate ability to know how to question things when they needed to be, not when they were supposed to be. That's because when were they supposed to be questioned, folks? Let's be honest. So I had this innate ability to know how to question things around me. So wait, what's kind of normal? Because my mom don't even remember this stuff now. Because she can't confirm what she can't remember all the stress she's been through already. Not just me, but her own life. Because we all have our own separate lives outside ourselves and outside our everyday interactions, including our own families. Same goes for parents and kids. But when it's the kid, they always remember seeing what goes on around them, even when they're adults, because it's their life, it's their story. But when it's the parent, it kind of, when they get older, they kind of forget. My mom's going to be 60 on the 4th, this coming Saturday. So let's be real about where we at here. So she says you're basically normal. I'm like, what does basically normal mean? I'm normally because I'm basically going to be out of here soon, or I'm basically normal because I'm going to be out of here and don't need to take pills? It's like, no, you're going to be there, but if you're going to be there, it's only because you have to take your pills. But wait a minute, how am I normal then? You're not normal. But then what's the basically with the normal, and what's the pills have to do if I'm basically normal? Do I have a chemical imbalance or not? No. Well then why am I even on this shit? And I get in a big argument with my mom on the phone. She hangs up on me because I'm asking critical questions of the challenging of knowledge. So by the time I get in front of my therapist, Sandy Partridge and Dr. Turner, whoever, I go to try to question them about what the vitality is of my treatment. They not only let me get out with the asking of the questions, they shout at me, they scream at me, they don't even let me present myself with the question, and then I'm out of control before I'm in Green Chimneys. Thanks to Adriana McInerney and my mom's crying to everybody else, knowing that they were just not treating me right at RCPZ. Well, that got me there. Progressed next to the next level. I got past my life there. I got through Green Chimneys. I tried to get through my life past high school, which I hated. I definitely wasn't going to college because if I didn't want to pay for school when I didn't want to be there, I damn sure ain't gonna pay for no school when I got a laptop now. I damn sure ain't gonna go to school now. I can learn anything I want by pressing your buttons on this HP in Jesus' name. So anything else other than that, yeah, you can believe what you want. You can disagree with me all you want. You can choose to be an atheist, Gnostic, agnostic, Muslim. I let people believe what they want. If you a light worker, it's only because I think light workers rock now because I fucked up with a light worker once. I'm forever repenting over that. Even though I've gotten over it and I'm moving on with my life, I'll never forget that I dated a light worker. And because I didn't understand, my lack of understanding and application of wisdom I didn't have and thought I had, fucked up that relationship so badly. And I swore I will never judge another by their faith unless I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm not going to say Islam is a religion of war or whatever just because some bitch from Fox News go on there and continually speak out against it. I'm not going to say anything about Islam because Wally Shabbat go on somewhere, it's super nice that, oh yeah, it's there. When Gay Star and everything on TV is supposed to be a fake to us. Our grandmother, my great-grandmother, our ancestors from the Great Depression told us, watch out for that TV. Not watch that TV. Watch out! Because it will lie to you. Ah, my mom yelling at me. Hold on. Nah, it's for you. Anyway. But yeah, watch out for what it say, because it's gonna lie to you. Well, sure enough, we got internet now. We got accusations of fake news and all that coming on our lives. And, we gotta be even more careful with this computer, because any kind of information can flow on this. You gotta be I think with the computer, 1,000 times more, you gotta be more careful with the pressing of the buttons and finding the information on what you find on the computer than on that TV you ever were before. Because you know where the fakers are there. But with the computer, it is so awesome because it's so much more unpredictable. And I think that makes the thinker better. I think that makes the educational format for the mind better. And I think the challenge lies of combating ADHD and all the mental illnesses better. Because the computer resets your mind back to thinking level number one. And I think that's the best thing that this computer has ever done. This digital age has done. Because where the TV was set to program, computer taught us what we love to do when we were kids. Push buttons. Yeah, let's learn how to do this all over and make it work. It all started with pushing buttons, then pulling triggers. All right, let's do this some more. Let's push buttons and reset ourselves back to more. And this is what it does. And it doesn't hurt us. It doesn't harm us at all. And in fact, that we know this as people, and a mental patient talking in this journal, figuring this all out as I'm talking. Yeah, and as I already knew it before I started doing this journal. Yeah, I think the world's got more to figure itself out. Because there's one thing I learned from my mistakes with following Alex Jones back in 2013. Because when I got into the whole conspiracy theory thing, it was right after 2012. I had stopped going to mental health because I'd had a variety of reasons why. I had Dr. Stillman, and he took me off of something I was on, Klonopin cold turkey, and nobody was helping me. Nobody was working with me, and he wouldn't budge. And I was happy when I found out he died. I told my nurse one time, I saw that monkey he used to have sitting in his room, that stuff. I picked that, just the other 2 appointments, a month or two down, backwards. I picked that monkey inside of my house, I punching in his stomach, pretending that was Dr. Stillman, and I was punching in his stomach. Don't worry, he ain't gonna fail, he ain't dead. And then the nurse got mad at me, because she liked Dr. Well, I didn't like that he took me off of Klonopin cold turkey, so I had no, bam, bam, bam. I punched that thing as hard as I could, and hope to God I could hear him scream if he did. If I did, I'd laugh my ass off. I'm like, you feel that? So, but no, it wouldn't have happened. That would only happen on Child's Play movies, and by that I'd be running because that thing would probably have a needle and a knife. or just a needle. It'd probably just get, or it would be sneaky. It'd be like Dr. Giggles just sneak up on your chest and get you. But other than that, yeah, that's what that dude looked like too. Dr. Giggles. Oh, he was creepy looking too. Oh man, Dr. Stillman, I'm talking about. But yeah, I didn't like that guy. I just did not like that guy. But he takes me all calm and cold turkey. I try to go to CDT to get Dr. Chung back. Okay, because I want to get back in the meds to make me stable. This is what happened. So I didn't get that. I got this doctor I had upstairs before, which I didn't want. So it's like I stopped going. It's like I started having problems with getting there. I had the issues I had getting in, and then when it got to a point like, you know what, they're just not gonna. This is just bullshit, and I stopped going to clinic completely after that. Because it's like every method I try to go to help myself out, they say no. Because I tried to give myself a psychiatric evaluation, never really got back the results and the answer to my questions. Met the guy and everything. Never got my results back, nothing. So it's like that was a setup. I didn't understand that because I wasn't into truther stuff back then. And then what happened after that? I go to Crystal Run Healthcare in Goshen because I'm trying to get myself alpha beta brainwave treatment because I didn't understand what that. I thought that that could cure mental illness because that was my understanding of how it helps alcohol treatment. Let me see how it helps with my mental illness. And all this Asian lady kept saying was, "I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you." It's like she learned her shit from a police academy flick, like Tia Carrera from Wayne's World. How she says she learned English, her character. It's like that's all she kept saying. It's like you're not even doing any tests because I later found out after watching a lot of psychiatry documentary, shocking. I had a lot of psychiatry stuff, DSM 4, Psychiatry's Biggest Scam, DSM 5, Psychiatry's Biggest Scam. And then there was Most Shocking Psychiatry Documentary Ever. On how much of a farce psychiatry really is, because it's all evolved from psychology and eugenics. And I did all this homework and I read all these books online from the people that made this shit up. I may not be able to read well verbally, but I can read well silently. I can follow what I read very well. So it's not like I'm not understanding the words of the people that write the script. It's just when they sign stuff on a script on a piece of paper like they used to before they just fax it over to the pharmacy like they do now. They sign their signature on a prescription. You don't even know who the hell wrote it. Area 51 Psycho wrote it, probably. Psycho Doctor wrote it. Some damn way. It's probably some doctor from somewhere else. Because every time you notice that the psycho doctor writes the script, if you look at it enough times, you think, oh my god, is this another clone? Oh man, maybe this guy knows Donald Marshall. You never know. You never know. And for those of you that are familiar with Donald Marshall, you know who I'm just now said and why I said that. But yeah, it's like the script always is the same. But sometimes there's always something that makes it look more interesting, more different. But if you start talking about it, you're going to sound crazier than when you were first diagnosed at age 5. It just happens. But when you become a truther and start following Alex Jones, I couldn't understand when it first started happening to me why Alex Jones kept not being brought up. I didn't know enough back then. I didn't know enough. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't know enough like I know now. But by the time the third time came around, I've already explained the first hospital stay, how I broke out of the hospital and made it all the way back home, like a crackhead looking for a fix. Ran past a black woman in the room, she didn't even see me. It's like I was speeding like Pac-Man on speed, running past her like Sonic, where you bust the door with knuckles and spinning out like tails. As soon as I got in the front door, out the front door and out the back and out the front side of the hospital, I was out and alone. I took a shirt off my back and threw it up in the air and it landed in a tree. I said, now you gotta get something. Get it. And I was thinking that about the guards that might have had to find that shirt to trace me. And I told this story many times. I walked my crazy white ass all the way back home in broad daylight because I know them hospitals have cameras. Now, if mental patients can't think, this is why governments need to stop telling you you don't need your guns. Because if this could be a threat or this could not be a threat, this is why. I wore 3 layers of clothes that day when I did this. And every few hundred feet, I discarded a shirt. I discarded a pair of pants. So by the time I'm walking back from the hospital, all I had to do was cover my feet up. This is why it's good to live in the country. Because when you're walking down the street and you ain't got nothing on your feet, it's only because there's grass underneath your feet and ain't nobody gonna look at your shoes. You just gotta play it cool like a mental patient. Yeah. Drugs or no drugs, this is how real men are to learn how to be like thugs. Rap music, movies, anime, all this other bad stuff you tell your kids not to get involved with because God is the answer, some of you parents do. This is the reason why you kids should be listening, because this is me walking down your street now and I'm telling you this stuff, why the system is messed up that's making this legal for you. Yeah, and Ritalin is good for you. I had Ritalin and Cocoa Puffs after my first psychiatric visit, and there was no labels back on the commercials then, folks. Oh no, my mom found that one out on her own. Ritalin, Pac-Man, Atari 2600, and Cocoa Puffs. We didn't have Sonic the Hedgehog yet back then. Okay, so we better rethink where we're getting our information on the TV. Because that thing is set to D for DC. So anything other than that, yeah, it's pretty much it. It's how it will work. It's how it will go against you. So that was the first time. 3 days later, mental health and the cops took me out like a thief in the night. Brought me back to the hospital. There's a whole other thing that I mean, I actually got them to walk me back to my house to shut my door and make sure they weren't going to shoot my dog because I want to make sure my laptop was still there. Now, the whole time, I wanted to see how much of that patience of that cop I when I was sitting in that one room the second time I was there, because it was not the same room I was torturing in. That was in the first time I was there prior. I wanted to see how much I could ramble to see if how much he could catch. Because he was a steady. If they ain't beat my ass by now, they ain't did it yet. And now I tried to give him my Facebook information to see if he could prove my innocence. This is how I knew I was in it from the start. Because when mobile mental health ain't there, and I'm talking to one cop, one steady, and I'm willing to give him my Facebook information to prove my innocence, to help me out, and I don't know that the cops and mobile mental health ain't in on the tick. No, this is the part of the story I don't get to tell many people, because I wait my moments. Mental patients can think for that reason. Joystick, that's what the mind is, not a brainstem, it's the way we think. So, when we get around that, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I always talk like I'm talking on radio. Because I might just release this. But anyway. So yeah. I rambled to this guy. I don't know where the time went, but he listened. At least tried to. But I was taking my meds, took my pills on camera, put it on the Alex Jones Facebook page, did everything I could to protect myself. That every time I got in and got out those first 2 times, it was, the videos had no reason for my being there. And it was, don't make any more videos. And it was the same woman that said it the first time. Well, by the time the 3rd time was, it was 2 months, and I made them work for their money. And this time, they're like, oh, are you going to call us whores, thieves in the night, when they say we ain't got balls to get you? All right, watch. We're going to come at you in broad daylight the next time. Now, I know they playing that. I don't care. Come and get me. Let people see. I don't care. I don't care if people don't care. It's going to get hurt. And I have the platform to do it. So here's the thing. 2 months later, I'm doing my own thing. I'm protesting. I'm being nice. I'm going inside the dollar store. I'm laughing and joking with the clerk there. The same clerk that they tried to say I went in the dollar store yelling and screaming at other people was the same clerk that said to my mom, I didn't do that with your son. My mom knew after I got out later. And the same place that they said I went in there and did that to, one, I had already been in there not once, not twice, but 3 times before they thought I went in there the 1 time. And that was the only time I got kicked out, was the 1 time. I've been there 2 times after that. Wait, there was the first time, then the kick out, then the time after that when I knew she wasn't there. But I went in. And if I was railing and screaming at other people, where were the cops then? YOLO. Nobody called and said nothing then, did they? And my neighbor that I caused problems for. Okay. Another thing they said on my record that I sent to Alex Jones' Facebook page. Oh, I actually sent these records to his actual stuff that he never sent back. So I'm convinced he's in on the tick now, because he wasn't trying to help me at all. He's a globalist himself. He's a Leninist replicate. So when I turn around and I say, "Hey man, this is what they're saying. This is what they're doing." They tried saying that I hurt my neighbor next door, or did something to my neighbor next door, and that because they know me, they don't call the cops. No. The neighbor next door is the guy that gives me free sandwiches every time I come in and say hi, because I knew the guy.
in Ferndale. This is the guy in Ferndale. Never had problems with him ever, even when the previous owner owned it. Never had problems over there in my life. Now all of a sudden I have problems over there. Because I'm not doing what the pharmaceutical drug company and CRMC wants me to do. So it's because of them, they're saying I'm doing this. Never happened before. But because I can't call these people as witnesses, as material witnesses to my trial, which I was supposed to have the third time after I lost the previous one because that other lawyer didn't do shit for me. Well, they're not gonna do anything for you because they're lawyers. You think legal aid's bad? Oh my god. These lawyers, on behalf of the patients and representing of the hospital, you might as well just call legal aid something you paid for with your taxpayer dollars because those hospital lawyers are the worst. Legal aid would do you better than a hospital lawyer. Just get your own lawyer if you ever have to fight these bastards, because you'll never get any farther than with your own damn lawyer with these hospital bastards. I'm just saying. I had to weasel my way out of the last one, in which I was good at that. I knew how to weasel my way and chisel my way out and serpentor my foot out my way out of that one, because that's how I did this one. Because when you turn around and you have to manipulate and fight your way out of a situation to the point where, yeah, I'll show you the animal in me. It's like because you shouldn't have to in a free society. But when you're pushed to that point, what do you do? That's something you need to think about right now. Take a little thought on that. No music, nothing, just think. But before I get any further, when I did walk all the way back home, I did get picked up by the cops one time. Made it all the way home in broad daylight. I don't want to leave that part out. And I don't want to leave the part out before they brought me back before the third time. Before any of that took place that I just now mentioned. The cops were laughing and joking with me the whole time. There's a whole field full of stays around my front yard saying, "Oh, Ian, hey, how did..." I'm like, "Man, I'm the Birdman that flew Alcatraz." All them cops were laughing with me. Now, I'm fully aware as a educationally insane man that if that were LA, I would have smoked out like Christopher and burned down like Christopher Dorner had they just wanted to. Now, I'm just being honest. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. You piss off the wrong cop, you're getting done in. But those guys were cool with me, and I don't think they really wanted to do what they wanted to do with me. If anything, I was championing a righteous cause, and they just had to do their jobs. But I believe truth will pay off in the end. It always does. It always does. That's why I'm walking the streets and walking around Smallwood, talking to people and being nice and just being civil now. You want me to play the game? Okay, but when it's checkmate and I'm the winner, whether I be alive or dead, because I'm not going to kill myself, I'm not a killing of myself kind of person. No, somebody legitimately shot the crossbow in my direction. Whether or not it was deliberate or an accident, I don't know. They're not supposed to be hunting this close to the area like they do. But it could have been an accident. All I know, if it was deliberate, it's going to take more than that. Because if I'm dead, I do believe in the paranormal, supernatural. I will, as soon as I see as soon as I feel myself go, I will home in on you like OnStar, buddy. So just know I will haunt your house and not even bother with your kids. And if you're the kid that does it, well, don't get married because if you do, God help you alone. That mother will be raising them kids by themselves just fine. And if she turns out worse than you, them kids will be raising them by themselves because that's what justice is. I'll just wait till they grow and I'll be merciful spirit towards them. I'll just make that mother pay though. Oh, I say the Lord, Ashandale. Oh, don't get me testifying in my house. This is my attic where I live. But yeah, in reality, this is what we have to really understand. Consequences for actions are essential to our lives. When we start making excuses for everything and reasons why we can't control ourselves and allow psychiatry to be the way of the law and allow the DSM to be the Bible for the psychiatrist that enters the law, it was never meant to be that. But it has been. And it's destroyed things and not help things. Because if it helped things, I wouldn't have to be doing a journal about it. And which could be maybe my next, I don't know, audiobook. I don't know. But I can tell you right now, after the third hospital stay, I got out. Didn't even have to go to court. Out switched win. Not only did I get my lawyer to get him out of his court case, get him to withdraw his court case, not only get me to sign into getting his court case, but once he withdrew his court case, I withdrew my part of it and said, now I'm not going to transitional housing because you backed out. Ha ha! So I won him out. So now he wasn't going to go through with my so he was going to do his thing and say, I'm not going through with your discharge unless you sue me. I'm like, really? Well, guess what? That's why I ran up on him and ditched him down like a Ryu Ken, well, actually a Ryu 1980 theme, and dutched him down, dun 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 dun, with fist to the, and his face to the ground like I did. And no, it was Brian and Jen that pulled me away, not just Jen, because he tried to make it sound like Jen was his modern day Wonder Woman on that court affidavit, which I got 5 months later after I got out Orange. See, after I left after I was in the Heritage. And you know what? I took my freedom at Heritage like I was overdue by then. I was so in and out of different things all my life. My life at the Heritage was 18 years old all over. Like my mom said on my radio show the other day. 60's the new 21. Well, freedom at whatever. I was like 30s. What was I? 30, 35, 36 gonna be? I think I was just 35 then. Freedom at 35 was me at 25. Heck, no, I know it wasn't. I decided it was 18. I was wilding out all over the place. I was in a hotel. I didn't care. I was going to yell, scream, and go, oh, yeah. And I was going to do what I wanted because you know what? There was no body count. There was no cause of injury. Nobody died, but Mobile Mental Health came after me, boy. They came after me like bloodhounds looking for some game. And, man, I wasn't that hard to find. I left myself open every time. And I'm gonna leave that where it stands. And when I say I left myself open every time, I left my door open. I left my keys in my pocket. And I said, hey man, this is morals and boundaries. As long as I don't take, as long as anything I have here, if I care about it, you'll know what it is. If I don't miss it, I don't say nothing about it. Other than that, leave my shit alone. If I miss it and it's gone and I get pissed, you're gonna know why. Because everybody gonna know why. Well, things did turn up missing, but I didn't say anything. Why? Because I didn't give a fuck about it. Because I knew why. There was more of them against me. I just wanted to let them know. If I want to do something worse, I would have done something. But the thing is that you can't be a free society without being a merciful society. What if they needed those shirts on my wall? What if they wanted that Xbox controller? What if they did? But they were nice and compassionate back. They didn't take the Xbox. They didn't take the games. They didn't. I didn't even notice if they took the DVDs. I didn't hardly have any. But they knew the stuff I did like, and they didn't take that. And I was a giver anyway, so they weren't going to be harsh to me. But at the same darn time, I went back there the other month. I met up with Elliot. I saw him. You know, hotel. He understood me. He understood my thing. So it's like, they weren't out to punish me at the hotel. The ones that were really out to get me were really Mobile Mental Health, because they're not the ones that are your friend. They're like the cops that want to get an arrest real bad. They are not your friend. And I'm sorry, there is no changing and shaking that. We have a history of that. I released Amy's story on Facebook and YouTube to prove that theory is fact. Mobile mental health stems and evolves off of the CPS program. What's the CPS program? Well, they kidnap kids, even if you're not wrong. And what's mobile mental health? The adult kidnappers. They say if you like they can do like, let's say for example, if a cop wants to do this, if you refuse to cooperate with a cop, let's say for example, if Time to Stand wants to get wise with this, here's something for Time to Stand. If a police officer really wants to fuck back with you, all they have to do is say, okay, you won't talk to me, you'll say no thank you, you're not going to give me your ID, you're not going to share anything with me, this is what I can do back to you. This is just in other places. This hasn't been done up here that I know of yet. It hasn't been done to me, but this is what I can do to you. All you got to do is know that if that cop feels the need to do so, he just radios the station. They call a crisis unit agent or mobile mental health, whatever that's called, alphabet soup agent in your community, and they call them up, and they assess you, and it doesn't matter if you have mental health or not. And the new DSM-5, after it's been written twice, because there's never been a DSM that's been written more than once since the current one, which is 5, being normal is not considered normal, and you have that going against you. So if you don't want to cooperate with a cop at all by saying no thank you, that's what them crisis units are there for. They'll just, alright, you don't want to cooperate, you don't want to have the hope of going to jail, alright, we'll just send the crisis unit to take your ass to a nut house, just put you in with some real crazy people. How dare you think you have rights, you crazy? And that's what that's there for. So it's not a matter of what you know, it's you better know what you know before you think you know it with that Constitution. So this is just what this is. So I went through ORMC the fourth time. I went to ORMC as a fourth hospital stay. Then got acquainted with all the people I know on Facebook today, and then some. Then got into the court date, $185 less rich of your taxpayer dollars, and then got out of that. And then I've been talking about this sort of thing ever since, from E for Eternity to E for Eternity Show to AM Network to now E-Psych on Last Voice of Liberty Network, and this is now the end of where I'm going with this, because now I'm just gonna keep on fighting, keep on doing what's right, because now I hope you now know from this journal. This is what's right. This is what you need to know. I can't have no more disturbances, so I gotta run now. Peace.